I know we talk a lot about travel insurance on the site. You probably saw me a few weeks ago on our Travel Fly live chat talking about travel insurance, but I figured that the best way for me to kind of break down travel insurance, especially because we are definitely in a time when insuring your trip is, to me, it's a mandatory. Like it's a cost of doing business right now. In the time of COVID is key. So with that, I'm going to use a trip that I'm taking myself to Barbados for Christmas. We are going home. I am so excited to go home to my second home, my husband's home, for Christmas to see our family. And we're going to spend Old Year's or New Year's Eve there as well. I am not of the mind of being in this country on December 31st. It's just not happening for me. So, with that said, the first thing I did was get some travel insurance. And this is why. And I got it twice, and I'm going to explain why in a second. So, first, before I do anything, what I tend to do is just write a list of some very specific things about my trip. So this is just helps me to know what it is that I'm talking about. These are our dates here. We will be there for 15 nights. Holler. Um, these are the exact amounts. We paid a lot more actually for everything that we have, but I wanted to just get a really, really nice estimate, a nice round amount that, the average couple would pay on a holiday trip. And the reason why I'm saying a holiday trip and in particular is because traveling to the Caribbean over the holiday season, the Christmas to New Year's Eve season, quite frankly, it's a grip. It's a lot of money. And I'm being pretty conservative here. A trip like this can cost upwards. And when I say a trip like this, I mean we have a villa in Barbados that's big enough to accommodate all of our nieces and nephews, um, plus another family that might join us, and two JetBlue Mint flights. So these are business class flights that we bought. Again, if you refer back to our chat, and I'll put the link in the video description as well, and on YouTube. Um, One of the things that we thought were, in terms of safety, in an air cabin is flying business in terms of, especially with JetBlue, because we're able to sit alone, sit together. It's just two per person per row, and there's a natural separation between the seats as well, especially in the throne seat. You actually do have a bit of a wall around you. So that, along with, fully Naomi Campbelling our seats, and wearing a mask and such, you just want to be, more safe than sorry here. So that's what we have here. But back to travel insurance. I just want you to understand why I'm doing what we're doing. Or what we're doing. So I have our dates here. This is very important because the date in which you buy travel insurance will determine the type of upgrades that you can get. And we're going to get into that in a second because I'm looking for a very specific upgrade called cancel for any reason. So I'm going to fake like I bought the tickets on the 17th here. This is the real date. I bought our travel insurance. I want to say like on the 11th, but just for the sake of when I'm making this video, we're going to use the 17th here. So I'm pretty much going to recreate the full experience. So the first thing that I tend to do is that I buy most of our travel using our two credit cards that we have specifically for travel. The one that we use the most, quite frankly, is our Chase Sapphire Reserve card. Chase, y'all need to be paying me for this, but this is honestly one of my favorite cards for travel. That and our American Express, our Delta American Express card. Um, and that is because, in addition to, I'm going to go back here, in addition to all of the benefits that you see here that you get, there's a lot of benefits here, like, excuse me, global entry, waiver, waivers and trip delay reimbursement. There is automatic trip cancellation and trip interruption insurance that covers up to $10,000 per person. I'm sorry, per covered trip. Um, and this is pretty standard, right? And so it's kind of like I already have travel insurance when I buy using this card. However, they do not offer upgrades. This is very basic insurance. It is good, for your basic trip. It is good for, a time when there's not a national or a global pandemic happening right now. The thing about COVID is that COVID is not covered under travel insurance whatsoever. And so if Barbados decides to lock down again, my saving grace is that my husband is a national, so I could possibly get in. However, that's not guaranteed. And if it's not guaranteed, I want some type of guarantee that I want to get my money back, right? Therefore, um, I'm going to go above and beyond and essentially purchase another travel insurance policy, leaving us with two policies for this trip. But trust me, it's worth it. So, right now, you see me on, let me go back. I'm on insuremytrip.com. This is a marketplace. Pretty straightforward. It's like when you go to Google Flights and you plug in your dates and you get a bunch of airline fares. Same thing here for travel insurance companies. So, oh wait, I'm in Chrome. I don't want to be in Chrome. I'm going to switch it over to Safari. And the reason why I'm doing that, quite frankly, is because I haven't cleared my cache on Chrome. So, and there's some personal information in there. But the two the two tabs are the same. I'm right here in my Sapphire Reserve benefits, and I'm here at insuremytrip.com. So boom, I'm going to type in the country I'm going to, and that is Barbados. Boom. When am I leaving? Again, this is why I have this up because I can't remember this. I'm leaving on December 20th. Come holler if you're down there. I'm coming back on January 4th if we come back. Primary traveler, that is me. That is a person purchasing the policy. I am 40. I know. I look amazing. I am from the United States. Rather, this is a place I was born. My residence, I live in New Jersey. That's right, y'all. I moved out of Brooklyn. I wanted some space. My husband is 39. I wish I could say I'm a cougar, but we just miss each other by a year. Do I want to? Okay, I've seen this before. The reason why, do you want trip protection in case you need to cancel your trip? The reason why this is here, because if I click no, this is going to give me all medical options. So I can purchase a separate medical travel insurance plan. That is good for if you know you're about to go surfing, you're going to go rock climbing, you're going to do anything physical. However, that is essentially like taking it out of trip cancellation insurance. Most policies that you're about to see and you're going to see when we get there have medical in them as well. But if you want a specific medical plan, you would click no. But in this case, I'm clicking yes, I want trip protection because that is how I can get the upgrades that I want. What is the total trip cost for two people? We're going to put these numbers together here, and that is $3,500. Again, going straight down the middle of, definitely the higher end or the lower end, especially for a Caribbean vacation in the winter time. The first date payment or deposit was made. Again, this is really important because it says optional. Always fill this in because this will determine the upgrades that you can get. And I, again, want a cancel for any reason and or cancel for work reasons as well upgrade. And so it looks like my first, I'm just going to put the 17th because today is the 20th. So I'm going to put the 17th here. Like I purchased it last Friday. So I am taking a flight. I am renting a vacation home. And so we're going to see plans and prices. So now it's searching all of these plans, it's getting everything together. Anytime you see like these three here, they paid for this. These are all like featured plans. You can just skip them. This, I suggest you read it. It just breaks down why, essentially coronavirus is not covered under travel insurance, but I'm just going to X out of that so I can have more room in the screen. I'm going to agree to some cookies here. Boom. Select coverage to display. I'm going to go to, wait, actually, let me get out of here. I'm going to go to all 31 comprehensive plans. Again, these are like, you know, essentially companies pay for these to be boosted up top. These are not all that I'm going to get. So now that I've clicked and I see everything, right? Just going to scroll down here. And I'm sorry, I'm a little congested today. So I get sleeping with the AC on. All right, so I have everything here. So choose a coverage to display. This is important. Again, I want to be able to cancel this for any reason possible. There is no cancel because COVID shut your country down reason, right? So I have to go to cancel for any reason here. Just shut up. I'm going to click cancel for any reason. I'm also clicking it here. I'm going to click cancel for work reasons too. They generally are bundled. Um, my plan types, I'm going to go more comprehensive, not what they recommend. Just comprehensive is just to my particular needs that I have here. I'm not renting a car. I do not have any pre-existing conditions. Now, if I did, say for instance, um, if I am diabetic or I have a chronic illness, if I have a physical disability, I'm hoping I'm getting that right. Um, that could, kind of come up and stop me from going on this trip as well, I would click that. Excuse me, I would click that. Thank God I do not. But that is really important, especially if you are going through some health issues, things of that nature. I would click that. Click that. I would tap that. Ooh, tap that. Just to protect yourself as well. So I'm going to apply changes here, right? So boom. Now, actually, let me go back because I want you to see how all of these prices just change. So I unclicked cancel for work reasons and cancel for any reasons. I'm going to apply changes. And let's say that our cheapest one here, let's go from low to high, is $135. And our most expensive is $363.48. For a trip that is worth $3,500, that is not bad at all. Essentially, I'm paying upwards of a little over 10%, if you will, the cost of my trip. However, and this is when, the larceny starts, right? If I click cancel for any reason or cancel for work reasons, again, we're at 135 to 363. Now watch me apply these changes and you see how we've gone to $267.74 all the way up to $428.83. Again, these are upgrades to your insurance. It's not insurance itself. These are VIP upgrades, if you will, that give you more choice. Now, I'm going to go with the plan that I bought. I want to say, and I want to say it was AXA, if I'm not mistaken, for my trip. But let's just compare them, right? Because here I get 70, what I'm searching for is at least 75%. And actually, when I say at least 75% is the most you're going to get back for cancel for any reason. You actually never get 100% back, which sucks. But that's what's out here right now. So I'm going to compare all of the 75%, except for luxury cruise. I don't need that. It has add-ons that I really don't need. Um, but I'm comparing everything that gives me, you know what? I want you guys to see luxury cruise and choice cruise. Um, but yeah, I'm just all of the 75% back that I get. And I'm going to click compare plans now. I didn't choose the cruise options before. I generally don't, but I just want you to see them and just what the difference is in these. So I have three real companies that I'm looking at right now. Two are from Nationwide. One is Choice, one is Luxury. One is from AXA, and one is from Travel Safe. And I'm quickly about to look up, I think what I ended up getting was AXA. if I'm not mistaken. Yep, I did. So let's look at it. So AXA is $303. Nationwide is 267. Nationwide Luxury is 333. Travel Safe is 362. So I'm going to just compare them. We see the recommendations. They're all pretty much the same, between 94 and 97% recommended. More people, it looks like, have reviews against Travel Safe and Nationwide Choice Cruise. If I had time, for this video, I don't want to keep you here forever. I would go through the reviews. I do read the reviews. I'm that girl, right? So let's just look at the total cost. So trip cancellation, I can get up to 1,700. I'm just going to tap that so you know what that says. It just breaks down every single thing. This is the great thing I love about Insure My Trip. Like, there is a full-on dictionary for everything here. So I get up to $1,750 for canceling my trip cancellation. Trip interruption, I get more, $2,625. That's pretty standard. Financial default is a 10-day wait and basically, well, actually, let's just look at that. I'm sorry, I'm reading this too. This is what I'm looking for. With or without the filing of a bankruptcy petition by a tour operator, cruise line, or airline, provided the financial insolvency occurs more than 10 days following the effective date. So that's good in terms of how long that I have there. I have terrorism. This is all pretty standard, right? Interrupt for any reason, see return home early, coverage details. Again, these are two very cruise things. Return home early, coverage details, basically, if you want to get off the boat, right? But what I'm looking for is this right here. Cancel for any reason. And I want you to look at this here. Requires purchase within 14 days of initial trip payment and certain conditions are met. We're going to see what those are. So the optional upgrade. If you cancel your trip for any reason not otherwise covered by this certificate, the company will reimburse you for the percentage of the prepaid, forfeited, non-refundable payments or deposits you paid for your trip shown on the confirmation of coverage provided. With both my Airbnb and JetBlue, I definitely qualify. So my premium payment is received within 14 days of the date of my initial deposit / payment, essentially, that I bought my trip. Basically, I need to buy this within 2 weeks of July 17th, right? Last Friday. Um, it also means that I insure all prepaid trip costs that are subject to cancellation penalties or restrictions, and also insure within 14 days of the payment for those arrangements, the cost of any subsequent arrangements or any arrangements not made through your travel agent added to your trip. So basically, any add-ons or anything, they also need to be accounted for as well. The only two things that I have right now are our villa and our flight, so that's fine. And I cancel my trip 2 days or more before my scheduled departure date. So basically, we leave on the 20th, right? I have basically up to December 18th to cancel my trip for any reason. I can't cancel my trip the morning of. So, with that said, these all have a 75% of non-refundable trip costs, and it looks like they all have it looks like they're all the same in terms of, yeah, looks like they're all the same. I'm just going to look at Travel Safe really quick. Looks like Travel Safe, 21 days. So you have 2 weeks here. I'm sorry, 3 weeks, which is great. Now, let's go down to some baggage loss. I get up to $3,000 secondary, which is good. Secondary, this is an explanation of secondary coverage here. My baggage delay, 12 hours, $600 max if my bags are delayed for more than 12 hours. Generally with cruise, I expected to see this. It's 6 hours just because just the way that you travel on a cruise per se. Um, you got to get to the next spot. So the delays are shorter. Delay coverage, which is great. Travel delay, 12 hours, $300 a day, $1,250 max. I'm looking at AXA, by the way. So I'm just looking at all of the limits and everything here. I get a higher medical limit with AXA, and I think this is one of the reasons why I chose it. My husband is a surfer, and so I always have to think about that as well. Medical evacuation, $1 million. Again, I wouldn't want to do $500,000. It costs a lot of money to be evacuated out of a country. Accidental death, God forbid, but we have all of that additional benefits. Okay, so here, return home early. Again, this is very, very cruise related, but cancel for work reasons, misconnection concierge, port of call prior to departure. Again, these are other things that we're paying for here that I don't necessarily need. Plan details, I get a 10-day review period. Okay, boom. I'm going to go, well, I'm just going to choose who I chose before, and I chose AXA. So the total for that, basically, for me to cancel for any reason, I'm going to pay $303 for a trip that is worth $3,500. So that's below 10%, which isn't that bad. And so I would just tap buy this plan. And then I would tap, enter all of my information, look at the certificate. It's always important to look. Well, this is going to download here, but I'm just going to show it to you quickly if I can pull it up. What that is. Essentially, it's your certificate of insurance. And so it's essentially just a breakdown of everything here. And then more information as well is all there. I'm going to just click out. Uh-oh, I got the pinwheel of death here. So while that is tripping, I'll continue to go here. So then I would just review and purchase and then be done with it. So again, travel insurance, better to buy it, especially right now. I'll go back to the homepage here, especially in a time of COVID where, our typical modes of insurance, clicking that little opt-in button, when you purchase that Airbnb or that hotel or that airline flight are just not going to cut it. They will cover, your airline suddenly canceling your flight. They will cover, certain things to do with the weather, things of that nature, certain things to do with the weather. But what they won't cover is um, full on, border closures, things of that nature. And until, we get this thing under control, that's something that we're going to have to contend with. So hopefully this was helpful. Hopefully you are staying safe. You are staying masked up. You're not falling for the hype. You're still eating in versus eating out because, we definitely have to continue to kind of hunker down in order to get this thing under control. So, my ladies, my ladies, my ladies, I love you. Stay safe, travel well, travel fly. Peace.